That's the reason why I really have to start acting crazy for people to know that I'm not the one to be played with. Because I bet if he comes up to me and tells me that shit in my face and I grab my hand, put it on my ass crack, grab my feces and then throw it at him, he will never ever disrespect me in that way ever again.
So I met this guy on Tinder and we were vibing. We were talking to each other for a couple of months, so it wasn't nothing serious. But at the time, I was really starting to like him. So yeah, I told my friends about him, but I didn't tell them what his name was, where he lives, and how he looks like, because that's none of their business, to be honest. After that conversation with my friends, I was clearly gassed the fuck up. I was so happy. I thought that he was the one and everything. And as we were walking to the station, guess who we see? We see Mr. Handsome with the Beast. See, the thing is, I wasn't upset that he was clearly on a date with somebody else. The thing really was that she was ugly. I'm not being petty, nothing, no tea, no shade. This bitch was ugly, okay? She tried, okay? But she looked ugly. She had makeup on and she did something with her eyes. I guess that was eyeshadow or something, but I couldn't tell. She had some white girl red lipstick. Black girls, y'all know what I mean when I say white girls red lipsticks. There are some lipsticks that white girls can use that we as colored women just can't. She didn't keep the lipstick in the lines. It was, this bitch, she looked like a clown. Like, she looks destroyed. This bitch, she looks like a hooker. She looked like she already gave him a couple of blowjobs. That's how she looks like, bitch. No tea, no shade. I was just like, more power to you. This nigga, he had the nerve to come walk up to me and greet me. But I acted like I was so in a rush. Like, he was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Giving me a little kiss on the cheek. I was like, I'm good. I have to go. I'm sorry. And I went. After that, he texted me at 11 p.m. Oh, are you still here? And I was like, no, bitch, I am at home. Clearly, I didn't call him a bitch, but I did text him with a little bit of attitude. I was like, no, I'm not here. I'm at home. He's like, oh, how bad? And I'm like, no, it's actually good. And he's like, okay, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, tell me what's the take. And clearly, I was feeling some type of way about it, but I was just like, no, I'm just busy, you know. So he proceeded to tell me that that was his friend and they were just catching up because she lives kind of far away or whatever. And see, I'm a woman too, and I know women's wear. I know what you wear to go outside with your best friend or like a friend, and I know what you wear when you're trying to be on a date. Okay, she had full face makeup. She was dressed good. Like, she didn't put on jeans or nothing. She was like, no, white pants, nice fancy ass blouse and everything. And this nigga, he looked even better than on our first date.
Oh, that kind of hurt. Oh, that.
So both of them were looking like they were about to do something. They were about to take over the world, and that's not how you dress when you just going to chill with your best friend. I just let it be. I just let it slide, and I just acted like I didn't really care or I believed him or whatever. After that, everything started to go downhill. Whenever I used to text him, he used to see my messages and not text me back for about 3 days. At first, I used to get frustrated and like spam him like, why are you not texting me back? I mean, I see that you saw my text and everything. After a while, I just lost interest. And I was just grateful for whenever he texted me back, you know? Which is a dumb thing to do. Getting a text back is not a privilege. It's common. If you like somebody, you will text them back. Or at least tell them, oh, I'm kind of busy. I will get back to you as soon as I can. He made me feel like I was unreasonable. Like I was the one who was requiring too much. So we used to see each other quite a lot. And we used to talk quite a lot, even though our communication was a little rocky from time to time. Of course he wanted to be close to me. Of course he wanted to kiss me, touch me, whatever. And I didn't let him. I never let him because he treated me that way. And it's so confusing to me because one day you're sweet and the other day you're just bitter. And one day you want me and the other day you just ignore me. And I just never know where I stand with you. Now if I start being affectionate with you, I will be hooked on you, and I just don't have the time and energy for that. I used to tell him everything that's on my mind, and I used to beg him like, please be honest, please tell me how you feel, and he never gave me the answer that I needed. After a while, we stopped talking to each other again. Why? Because he stopped responding to my messages. Like I said, I wasn't chasing that nigga anymore. You know, I just let him be. Whenever I used to miss him, I used to go back and like read our old text messages. But at one particular day, I kind of tripped and I video called him while we weren't really on good terms. We weren't really talking to each other because he was ignoring me clearly, like always. And so I blocked him so he would think that I wanted to block him. So I don't have to explain why did I video called him. A couple minutes passed and he messaged me on iMessage. And he was like, oh, so you wanted to block me, tripped, and called me on video instead. I didn't know what to do. I was so confused and embarrassed at the same time. So I texted him, thank you. He replied with, thank you for what? And I said, thank you for your information. And he texted back with like laughing emojis or something. So I moved on with my life, and after a while I met somebody new. As I was on the way to this new guy, I was like, forget him. He gonna miss me when I'm gone. I'm gonna let this new nigga make me feel good, okay? So I came to this nigga's house and we were just chilling, we were talking, catching up. So I basically told him to skip that shit and to like show me where the bedroom is so I can do what I came here to do. Basically, this nigga, he lifted me up and he carried me to the bedroom. And as he was putting me on the bed, my phone started ringing. So I picked up my phone and I looked at the screen, and guess who texted me? Mr. Handsome. For the people out there who don't know, I am a virgin, and at that point in time I was about to lose my virginity with my old crush. But when Mr. Handsome texted me, I just don't know, I just couldn't do it. So I told my old crush that it was an emergency and I had to go home, and he was like, oh really, let me drive you. So I just picked up my bag, jumped into his car, and he drove me back home. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, it's just really an emergency. And he was so understanding and was like, oh no problem, you know, we can still get it on whenever. This nigga, he was acting like nothing happened. We were talking about energy and vibes, and he told me that he kind of misses the way that we used to vibe together and exchange energies. And I told him that the only energy that he's trying to exchange is sexual energy. He laughed it off, but admitted that that's what he really wanted. He started talking about how, you know, he doesn't understand why ladies actually wants to sleep with somebody but act all stuck up and prude sometimes. And I was just reading, you know, I didn't even text back or nothing. I was just looking at my phone like, okay. Long story short, this nigga, he sent me his dick prints on his boxer shirts. It wasn't, his dick wasn't little, it was kind of big, and it was, you know, it It wasn't too bad, you know, but the whole scene, you know, it wasn't the right time and place to send me that kind of picture. He sent me a link to a website that explains the benefits of sex. He told me to read it, and he also said that why should he be ashamed of his stamina and that he's healthy. Even though I'm a virgin, I have a good stamina. People sometimes don't understand that you don't need to have intercourse to have sex. For me, it's BDSM. And BDSM covers a lot more than just intercourse. And of course, I am willing to learn new things. I'm willing to see new aspects of sex. And just because I wish to feel that and explore that new aspect with somebody that I love, it doesn't mean that I have a bad stamina. I just don't have to explain myself to nobody. I don't have to tell anybody who I am and who I'm not. If you really want to know, you can get to know me. If you don't want to get to know me, it's cool too. But I guess you will never know. So when he started to disrespect me in that way, I decided to be just honest and text about with, you know, that's the reason why I need to start throwing feces at people. That's the reason why I really have to start acting crazy for people to know that I'm not the one to be played with. Because I bet if he comes up to me and tells me that shit in my face and I grab my hand, put it on my ass crack, grab my feces and then throw it at him, he will never ever disrespect me in that way ever again. He proceeded to claim that that's not all he wanted. But when I asked him, he was so focused on that. What did he even bother to mention it like that? He didn't have an answer for me. He saw my message and I could see him typing. I never got a response from him. And that's cool too.
Accept yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself.
Baby, you can bet that mama, she my flavor. She can drink it straight with no chaser. We can FaceTime a little later. Ass so fat, I said a prayer. Little